Ooh. Am I stepping on something? I think I'm stepping on something. Hold on. All right. There we go. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I'm waiting for it to cycle around. Let me see. Yes. Okay. Yes. So, like and share, guys. I'm just waiting for a couple of people to get in here. So, before we get started. That's some good tea. We have a really good topic to talk about. A little twist, but we're gonna stay on the same page. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Welcome everybody. Sorry guys didn't come on last Wednesday. A little family, emergency came up, so I couldn't really get on at the time that I needed to. But here we are. So welcome, and the welcome. Welcome to B.O.W.S. I'm Lady B, aka Sienna, aka Miss Sienna, aka everything in the wind that, I got a lot of nicknames, obviously. But you can call me Sienna. That's what I go by. That's what's on my birth certificate, and it's all right. But my business show name is Lady B. So welcome guys, for all the newcomers. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like and share this feed. I'm on a vast majority of social medias. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever else, and LinkedIn. I'm kind of everywhere. So yeah, so you really can't miss me. So I'm looking for an assistant because I'm not really tech savvy, so I might need a little help with that part. But anyway, welcome everybody for coming in. So as you can see, our topic, hey ladies, how was your day? Hopefully you guys had a really great day. I did. I have a good day, predominantly for the most part. It's a little trying this morning, but other than that, it panned it out very well. So guys, make sure you like and share. Please like and share, guys. I just want to come on here tonight. We're all about encouragement, and it's funny because it's funny that we're talking about passion, right? Because this is actually my passion. But I want to talk tonight about some passion. What is passion? What is it? Where does it come from? What is the root of it? And how we build on it and stuff like that, right? So I gotta get the girls out because I gotta read and I cannot see if I don't. So it happens when you get old. So don't get old, people. Okay? Don't get old. All right. So first I want to read you the definition of passion, right? So it's a couple of definitions that I found in the dictionary. These are the nouns. And then we have some, let's see, I think these are all nouns. So the definition of passion, right? A state of or outburst of strong emotion, right? That's one. Another definition of passion is to intense sexual love, right? It's another definition of passion. Another definition of passion is an intense desire or enthusiasm of something. Okay. And then we got, that would be like, it says the English have a passion for gardening. So something that you're highly enthused about, something of that nature. Then you have another definition of it says a thing arousing enthusiasm. So it also arouses the enthusiasticness in you. And then lastly, my favorite, which was number 2. So all those were number 1. So number 2, the second definition of it is the suffer. It says the suffer and death of Jesus Christ. So that's what they deem in the dictionary. That's what they deem as under passion, is the suffering and death of Jesus Christ. And I really just want to deal with the first part of that, which is actually, so there is something on my phone that's making me look like I got a mole. It was cute, but then no. All right. Anyway, so in this dictionary, it says the suffering and death of Jesus Christ, right? But I really want to deal with the first part, which I thought to me was very interesting, because I've never known the dictionary to say that passion and how we think of passion is actually something of suffering. You know, because when we think of suffering, we think of like, you know, a terrible thing. You know, we look at suffering sometimes as a terrible thing, when actually it's really not. Passion is not really terrible. Actually, suffering is not really a terrible thing. Suffering is actually a really good thing. It's like the best thing you could ever do on the earth, right? The best thing you can ever do on the earth is to suffer. And believe it or not, it is the Latin word for suffer for passion is suffer. Right? So the Latin word for passion, patai, is suffer. So patai will be suffer. Right. Sorry. And passion is the Old English. So it pretty much means suffering, right? So that's pretty interesting. So I have this article that I want to read, right? That we're going to go through and fickle through, because there's some really strong statements that he makes in this argument, in this article, that I found to be very encouraging. It makes you feel like you can do anything, right? Your passion really comes alive with this, to me, because when I read it, it did, and like I fell in love with this, like just a lot of things that he was saying. So that's why I picked this one out of all of the articles that I did read. So I'm sorry, y'all, this tea is really good. It really is good. Anyway, all right, so let me read this for you real quick. It says, most of us think of the word passion, we think of love, desire, and romance. The true meaning of passion, however, is much different. The true meaning of passion is to suffer. According to Kevin Hall, the author of Aspire Discovering Your Purpose Through the Power of Words, he says that at its essence, passion is sacred suffering. It is one thing to suffer and be a victim. It is an entire different thing to be willing to suffer for a cause and become a victor, right? So what is it? So what is the true essence of passion? This is his words. To him, it is having that deep yearning inside of you that will do anything that will do anything to be expressed. It is a key that will lead you to your purpose and a life full of fulfillment. You know, passion, when you see it, it is the athlete who is up at 5 every morning working out to hone their muscle memory. It is the artist who enters a flow-like state, cutting themselves off from this reality to create in another. It's the CEO or entrepreneur who day after day consistently does whatever it takes to bring their A game, no matter how many times they get knocked down. It's the ballet dancer, musician, and actor who studies from the best are told no again and again as they work to better themselves to compete in a world that is full of people with gifts. Passion. It's the fuel that gives a seemingly normal person superpower. When you are surrounded by 7 billion people, each with their own set of gifts, it's hard to feel unique. We all have abilities. The mastery lies in being able to connect to the reservoir of rocket fuel that resides in each and every one of us, but it is only accessed by a few. Interesting, right? Passion can drive us beyond what the common motivators of enjoyment, happiness, and desire can do. If our primary motivator is happiness and we are pursuing a path that is met with resistance, it won't be long before we abandon ship. Ooh, why? He asks. Because resisting brings the opposite experience of happiness, so surely we must be on the wrong path. Woo! My Lord. That's some good stuff. Soon after, we find ourselves pursuing a completely new path, one that once again promises the deliverance of happiness. This is how most people live their entire lives, anchored in the illusion that the path to the end result will be of the same energetic quality as the end result, which would be happiness, stardom, or wealth. When they see the path brings a completely different experience, they bail in hopes of finding a newer, faster, safer route. And that is the truth. That is the truth. How many people will bail on their passion, right? Because it's not producing the happiness that, that they aspire, that they want, that they desire in their lives. Like they abandon it, You don't want to go through the suffering, right? You don't want to go through that. If our primary motivator is desire, we will soon discover that desire is as fleeting as this year's hottest tech trends and the spring fashions, gone as quickly as it comes in. Too ready anchored into the volcanic fire that burns within the depths of our soul, we must connect with our passion. Day after day, my entrepreneur clients share their challenges, their ups and downs, their connections to the fire that keeps them running the marathons when they are exhausted, spent, low of resources and energy, and just desperately in need of a resting station. And see, this is why I believe passion, the definition of passion is suffering, because anything that you do that produces something greater in the end is going to take work. It's going to take hard work. It's going to take dedication and commitment. And sometimes that commitment in our minds before we go to do, we don't know the journey. We don't know the journey, and you don't know exactly, what journey that is going to happen, what's going to happen along the journey. So because you don't know, and once stuff start happening, now you're like, okay, no, I don't want to suffer. This is not the type of suffering I was trying to, do, because I thought it was just supposed to be like this, and no, it's not. Like, when you have a passion about something, you got to be willing to suffer too. You gotta, not in a sense like, how Christ did on the cross. Like, we're not talking about that kind of suffering, even though it is kind of that kind of suffering in a sense, but it's more or less in modern day suffering. It's like, you don't bail on your dream. You don't bail on what you're passionate about because it becomes difficult or hard or complicated, or you're tired, or you, like I said, depleting of resources, or you have no energy, or whatever the case may be. You don't bail on it though. Just because those things may arise, you don't leave your passion. You don't leave it. You don't desert it, right? Passion is what gets them up every morning. Passion is what fuels their mind, body, and spirit when the people around them are taking the path of the least resistance or doing what everyone else does. And that's the thing. Like, you don't want to do like everybody else do. That's not what you want to do, right? If you're passionate about something, be passionate about something. Don't let nobody sway you off of that because they start talking about all this stuff you're going to have to do because of it. No, you shouldn't do that. You know, if it's in your heart's desire to do, right? We already said that, what did it say? It's a state of outburst and strong emotion. If you have a strong emotion, right, to go forth in something that you desire, you never should let anybody talk you down off of that. I don't care what it may take. You know, you find a way and you do a way. Hey, Markia, sometimes your passion can be birthed through pain. It all depends on your perspective. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is that you discover your passion through your suffering. Woo-wee. Right? You can discover your passion through your suffering, because if this is the place that you want to be, it's going to hurt sometimes. It's going to hurt sometimes, and it's going to make you feel very uncomfortable. You're not going to know what's going to happen. You're not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to be like everything just going to fall in line. Sometimes it happens that way and sometimes it won't, right? But it's okay. You don't need to leave it though, right? People around them take the path, and passion is what sparks their creative genes to live in a world of possibilities. Passion is what carries them over the threshold of oh no, I don't want to say that. Not nice words. So it says, okay, so he's saying, in other words, he's saying passion will cause you to want to beat somebody up. But I'm not going to say those words. So, but we're not going to talk about that right now. And the last thing he says is passion is their superpower. Passion is your superpower. Passion is your superpower. Like, I created this off of some passion. And honestly, it was birthed out of suffering. I went through some suffering, and just to get here to where I am right now, and it caused me to say, you know what? Because of my suffering, I this is my passion. My passion is to help women all over the world, and to be an encouragement, and to do whatever it is that I can do to help my sisters. And that's what happens. It says they suffer for what they love. Passion will make you suffer for what you love. What do you love? What can you sit here and ask yourself right now? What will you suffer for in love? That's all I want to know. I want to know, what will you suffer for in love? It says, not a poor me kind of suffer, a soulful, I'm carrying this beautiful child inside of me for 9 long months to birth his or her sacred emergencies into this world. That kind of suffering. And y'all know childbirth ain't no joke. That's some serious suffering. That's about however long your labor was. Mine was 13 hours, but that's some suffering. But you suffer, right? You suffer with it, and you go through that pain. You go through that suffering. You go through the pushing, because after this, something great is going to come out of it. Anyway, so, back to what I was saying. When you are truly connected to your passion, you would work without pay if you had to. And that's the truth. Simply for the opportunity to do what you love. You have an intensity about you that others can't spot a mile away and often misunderstand for insanity. Right? I like that. You have an intensity about you that others can spot a mile away that often is misunderstood for insanity. You get so lost in the flow, you might remind yourself to eat and pee. You might gotta, remind yourself. Or maybe that's just me. He said, or maybe that's just him. You are so connected to the essence inside of you that it can help you flow out like a river, creating new channels all around you as it begs to be expressed and shared with others. And that's one thing about passion too. Passion pours out of you. You feel it, you see it, you live it, you eat it, you walk in it, you dress, everything about you will ooze your passion. Everything about you. And you got to ask yourself the question, what is your passion? Write it down. Write down the question. Write down what you think and what you feel and what are you passionate about? And how have you carried that passion out? Right? He says that I have a passion for connecting individuals with their ultimate potential, their divine essence, their sacred truth as they expand awareness of the journey of their soul, right? He says that he lives and eats and breathes this with an unrelenting conviction. It drives him beyond a normal pursuit, desire, or impulse. It is a deep well springing of energy that exists within every fiber of his being that wants to be expressed in the world. Now that's some passion. Do you got that kind of passion for the stuff that you're doing right now in your life? Can you actually say that hold on, I'm going to read it again. Have a passion to connect with individuals. No, not that one. Their divine. Okay, yeah. He says, I have a passion to connect individuals with their ultimate potential, their divine essence, their sacred truth as they expand awareness of the journey of their soul. So let me ask you this. Do you live it? Do you eat it? Do you breathe it? With unrelenting conviction? Does it drive you beyond a normal pursuit? Do you have desire or impulse of it? Is it a deep well springing of energy that exists within every fiber of your being that wants to be expressed in the world? If that is you, and if that is what is going on and happening, then that's passion, and you ought to listen. You got to listen to that passion within you, right? What are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? What channels do you have set up to allow this energy to flow through you? What are you doing in your life that is promoting or helping or giving you the ability to aid what is coming out of you, right? What actions can you take? And these are all these questions. So these are questions I want you to write down. What are your passions? Number one. Number two, what channels do you have to set up to allow these energies to flow through you, right? Number three, what actions can you take today to start mining your truth to connect you with your passion? That was good. Number three, what actions can you take today to start mining your truth to connect you with your passion? That's really good. That was really good. So that was the article that I read. It was by Kevin Hall, the author of Aspire, Discover Your Purpose Through Powers of Words. Yes, and you see, even though he didn't necessarily talk about suffering from a biblical stance, he added it in there, right? He added in there something that you're willing to suffer with, something that you're willing to go through and go through the fire, the flood, the heavens and hell, something that you can link onto that has this grave passionate desire of your life. You know, I'm so passionate about a lot of stuff, right? Singing, more importantly, being a teacher. I'm very passionate about that. Helping people, right? So, you know, with that, what I did was I went online to find some. Now, I wrote down 4 things to be passionate about, right? But there's like on here, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. But I only wrote down 4 of the things that that you should be passionate about. And I'm going to read these because I feel like this first one, if ain't nobody ever going to be passionate about anything, at least you can be passionate about this first one. So, one of the things, if you don't know what it is you want to do right now, if you are in a place where you're in limbo, you're trying to figure out your life, you're trying to figure out, okay, well, what I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm here to do. All right, so let's start with this. Number 1, what I thought will be a good idea is to be passionate about yourself, right? To be passionate about yourself. If you don't have passion towards doing anything or anything of that nature, be passionate about you, who you are as a person. It says you will spend the rest of your life with yourself. And that is the truth. Investing passion into yourself, your self-improvement, and future development is always a good investment. Of course, it's much easier said than done for a lot of people. Anything ranging from mental health problems to general setbacks in life can prevent a person from seeing their own value and worth. And you know, we've already talked about value and we've already talked about worth, right? A good way to spark passion in yourself is to do things worth feeling good about. Do things that make you feel good about yourself. Right. So for me, I always talk about myself. I'm very transparent. So the things that I do for myself, like I get my hair done. I learned how to do makeup. So I beat my face here and there. Like today, this is like a really small kind of beat because I ain't feel like doing the full face. So this is like a half of a face kind of thing. So believe it or not, I'm going to tell my business. So believe it or not, only thing I really did was, honestly, my eyes. I did my concealer, my eyebrows, and I put some foundation on, and all I did was just set it. That was it. I do have like a little bit of lipstick on, but that was it. Other than that, I didn't really do a whole full entire. I didn't even do no contouring. Like, it might look like it, but I think the type of makeup that I use, I don't know, maybe that's what it is. But I do have blush on. I do. But yeah, no, I didn't even really do a full face today. I just kind of whipped up this real quick, So those are things that I'm passionate about. I do love doing makeup. I love to teach. I love to sing. I love to draw. And many of you may not know this, but I love to draw, and I can draw. I can draw very well, actually. A lot of my work is in my room, so I don't really have anything here that I can really show you. But these are things that I'm passionate about myself. Things that make me feel good. I love to draw. That makes me feel good. I love to dance too. I love to sing. I love to teach. I love to do hair. Well, not hair, makeup. I love to get my hair done. I love to get my nails done. Y'all see, I'm rocking the stiletto nails today. All of that stuff. I'm not really a shopper like that. I will go shopping every once in a while. I mean, I do like shopping, but every once in a while, I may go, may not go. But yeah, so do things that make you feel good about you. That's what you should do. Do things that make you feel good about you, right? It says you can either do some volunteer work, help some random person out, find a way to contribute positively to the world with the skill set that you may have. These are things that you can feel good about choosing to do, not just for others, but for yourself. So that's the one thing, that's the one passion you can be passionate about, yourself. Treat yourself well. If you feel like you're depressed and you're going through, because I'm telling you right now, this pandemic has caused a lot of people to learn themselves, to figure out themselves, and force them to get to know themselves. Believe it, sitting in the house all day long, you're going to have a conversation with yourself. I'm telling you right now. I don't care what nobody say. You sitting up in that house for 3 months, 4 months, however long, and especially if you lost your job, God forbid, you're going to figure out some stuff. You're going to learn about you. And when you learn about you, take heed to that. Hone it. Build on it, right? Build on who you are, because you are great. So I am a Christian, so my Bible tells me that he made us, right, to be, he said, you are fearful and wonderfully made, right? That's what my Bible tells me. So God, the creator, is telling you, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. So you have a purpose. You are somebody. You're very, there's nothing that you cannot do. There's nothing that you cannot achieve about yourself. And so if you are going through, like I was saying earlier, if you're going through levels of depression and stuff like that, first of all, depression ain't nothing but the way of the enemy. That's all he is. Because I think pressure, I think depression for me, I define it as it's a box, a place where you can't figure out how to get out of it. You can't figure out how to get out of it. And because you can't you can't solve it, you can't figure out how to get out of it, you stay stuck in there. And it becomes claustrophobic, and it becomes just hard to deal with, hard to carry, hard to go through, right? Go through so as life is rolling on, you carrying this thing that you can't seem to really figure out with life. You know what I'm saying? Some people say it's genetic. Some people say, it's whatever kind of experience. But that's how I think about it. And it's like, if you can give a person the answer to how to solve what they're going through, how to figure out how to get out of that box, how to figure the entryways and the little hidden doors and stuff like that, on how to get out of there, you won't have to deal with depression no more. But it takes work. It takes work. It takes not giving up, not having to give up on yourself, not having to walk away from help, not having to be embarrassed because you need help. You know what I'm saying? Don't be embarrassed about whatever you need for yourself to make yourself better. Don't ever do that. Like, don't no, because it's better for you to put yourself in a place around safe people, right? People who are safe and going to treat you right and help you, than for you to hold on to whatever's happening to you in your life and you wither away. Like, that's not a good thing, right? So listen, in this season, in this time, in this dispensation of God's grace, I would encourage you to have passion about yourself. If you don't have no passion in the world about nothing else, no job, no whatever, be passionate about you, right? So then another one, so my second thing I thought was pretty cool is that I felt like is a good way to have passion is through hobbies, right? So there are so many different hobbies and interests out there to take part in. Developing a passion for a hobby, particularly a hobby that you can share with others, can really help ignite passion and creativity in other areas of your life. And that's the truth. Like, when you start putting yourself in things and doing stuff, you figure out what your passion is. You start to hone in on what your passion is going to be. So like me, I found out that I like teaching when I was babysitting. So I was babysitting my little cousins and stuff. And as I started doing that, I realized I like this. I really, really like it. So from there, it just like it was like a snowball effect. It went from, I just picked up the dictionary one day and just calling daycares like, "Are you hiring?" And that was just it. And then from there, they was like, yeah. And I had my high school diploma at the time. Back in the day, all you needed was a high school diploma. Now you need your CDA and stuff. They probably, some of them will, but most of them will not hire you if you don't have your CDA. So I don't know if that's state regulated or what, but I know that, they want you to at least have your CDA. But back in the day, when I was starting to work in this field, you had to have your, it was just high school diploma. But anyway, share with others can really help ignite passion and creativity. Not only that, but other people tend to respond well to passion about hobbies, even if there aren't all the interest in your specific hobbies. It's interesting to listen to someone who is passionate and knowledgeable to talk about their hobbies and interests. Hobbies can be found anywhere and everywhere. If an opportunity presents itself, try it out. Maybe it's taking a dance class, pursuing some collectibles, knickknacks, and try getting, or even golfing or something of that nature. Yes, she is a very good coach and counselor too. By the way, someone put a little coin in the meter. Yes, y'all. Hit up Marquita Shine, because this woman is a blessing to your whole entire life, your whole entire existence, everything, and I'm pretty sure that she figured out that was her passion as she went on in the journey, right? I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure you figured it out after a while, out of being so good at it, right? You just eventually just figured it out. And that's how you derive to your passion. Because some people know it right away, but then some people, it takes a while. It takes a while to kind of be like, oh, let me see if that's it or not. I don't know. And try a few things, like you said, with hobbies. Maybe it's taking a dance class or pursuing some collectibles. Like, I collect coins. I also, what else? I used to collect a lot of stuff. I love you too, boo. So pick something and try it out. That's what I would say. If you don't know what your passion is, get a hobby and start there. Start doing stuff, just random, whatever it may be. And thank God that everything's starting to open up now, even though you still have to be safe and be aware and be safe, protected, and all of that stuff like that. But, hopefully things will open up and more, and, you can just start trying things out, whatever may be something that you're passionate about. So this here, number 3, is my favorite. It's like a lot of them, but I only picked out 4. So this one is uplifting others. Like, I am addicted to it. And it sounds weird, but I really, really am. I'm really addicted to, like, encouraging people and uplifting people and just being like this positive entity ball, trying to always, I try my best so much to kind of like be positive, and it's not always every day 24/7, but it's probably about 85% of my life that I like to be. I love to be positive. I like to try to, I do get mad and I get angry sometimes and I get frustrated. So, I'm not ignoring those type of feelings. I'm not in denial about life, happening, but for the most part, like, I love to encourage people. I love to, like, see people win. I love that. Like, that's a big passion, heart of mine. So that's why I started this business. Right? So it says uplifting others. Kindness is an investment that always pays back, dividends, not necessarily from the outside, but for one's own peace of mind and soul. And that is the truth. People are social creatures, and we benefit from socialization. In many ways, what we put out into the world is returned to us in the form of our own inner peace, happiness, contentment, and well-being. That makes developing passion for others into something that can really help with our peace of mind and place in life. And you get to meet people, you learn things not only about others and how to help others, but also about yourself. You learn about yourself as you help people too as well. Developing a habit for uplifting and helping others, whether it's your personal life or through charity work or others, is a great choice. You may also like articles. They just give you some more other things to read about as far as uplifting others. And that's the thing. And with the way society is right now, like, we got to be a help. We got to help somebody that can help somebody, and just keep paying it forward. I think that with the with a healthy and better society, or as we become better as people and as individuals, then our society, that's how I want to say it, then our society can become better, right? So when you build a good person, you also build a greater community, right? And that's my mindset about it. That's why I love teaching at the age that I do, because I get them early. So I'm preparing them for the grade school and stuff like that, trying to get them ready developmentally and all of that stuff like that, making sure they have all of their fundamentals, because if your foundation ain't together, it's going to make not impossible, but it's going to make going through school just kind of wavy, and you're going to have to suffer and go through things, what I'm saying, here and there. Don't give up, but it can make it a little difficult when you don't have that early on education, right? So speaking of that, my fourth one was, as far as passion is, passion and learning. And that's another passion of mine that I have, as I was talking about it. It says, a passion for learning can open so many doors and broaden your horizon. It's not always about knowing the specifics and the details of any last or little thing. Knowing where you find the right answers is also an important skill to cultivate. Learning is a gift that continuously gives to the person with nurturing and growing their knowledge. Right? I'm addicted to knowledge. Like, I love to read. I love to research. I love to find out stuff. Like, I'm not a type of person where you tell me something and I just go with it. Like, no, I'm going to research. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to get on the computer, find a book, whatever it is. Like, I'm going to find the answer myself, or just build on whatever it is that I already learned or was told. I love education. I love, information is power, and the more you know, the more you grow. The more you can grow, the more you can affect. The more you affect, the more you build. The more you build, the more you have success. And it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. And that's my own little montage that I created. So, right? So learning also pairs well with experience, and that's the truth. It's one thing to read a book or listen to a lecture, but actually going out and partaking in a new activity that you learn can also help you meet new people and develop a deeper understanding. So, listen, whatever your passion is, whatever it may be, just know that you are going to suffer, period. And that may sound very weird. It may sound very uncomfortable and not as likable as you probably would like right now. But your passion comes with a price, right? And it's going to come from a place of suffering, because the root word, as we said in the beginning, the root word of passion is suffering, right? Patai. Patai, the root word for patai in Latin for passion is patai, and patai is suffer in Latin. So you will suffer. You will suffer for the things that you want and that you are desire and stuff like that. And it's not a suffering like Jesus Christ suffering in a sense. It's more or less like it's gonna be trying until you get a good pace. Till you get a good pace going, until you can reach where you're trying to go with it. Then I'll drop my top. Then that's pretty much what it means. It means you just gotta you gotta pace. You're gonna have a kind of interesting pace, interesting way to get in there. It's not always gonna be easy, and it ain't always gonna be rough either. But the good thing is you will get there. You'll get there, and when you do, I think hard work and dedication to me is more satisfying than taking the easy way. right? Because if I get to a destination and they had to really work hard for it, then can I really say can I really take ownership of what it is that has been built or created? You really kind of can't. And be real with yourself. Be authentic, right? Like don't take the easy way. Don't take easy street. Easy street is not always the best way. And I would just encourage you to, whatever your passion is, stick with it. Stay with it, y'all. It's going to be all right. Go to sleep, wake up, shake it off, say, you know what? We're going to work at it again. Whatever it is, whatever it may be, just make it work for yourself. I believe that you can do it. My Bible tells me that, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. And I want to strengthen you. Like, I want you to be strengthened and strong to carry out whatever it is that you need strength for. I'm here for you guys. My number is there. Definitely call me for prayer or whatever it is may be. I think I found out on another note, I'm going to talk to you about a job I think Mr. Boone talked to me about, that is hiring for anybody, husband or, brother or whoever is looking for a job. I believe he has a job available. I'm going to have him probably post that information on this feed for me. So listen, I thank you guys so much for listening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please like and share. Hopefully we'll be here next Wednesday. I'm hoping, so that way we can just keep this going. But thank y'all so much for listening in. And I just want to leave you with this thought, like, no matter how difficult life will ever be, always be passionate. Always have a passion. Rather you know what it is or not. Rather you can figure it out. Like, if you got to write them down, like I said earlier write them down. Write a couple of things down. And then what you want to do is you actually want to start doing it. Like me, right now my passion is to lose weight. And another passion of mine is to have a child. So I want another baby. So there is things to this to do, right? And it's part of my suffering. So my suffering in this passion, right, is to watch what I eat, exercise, and be committed and dedicated to that, right? Because at the end, I want to have these things, So, like, I believe if I can do it, I know you guys can too. And I'm believing in you. I'm rooting for you. Whatever you may need or desire in your heart, listen, I'm rebuke the spirit of depression right now in the name of Jesus. I don't like that stuff. I don't want that stuff around me. I don't want it around you. Like, we're not gonna go down that road. We're not, because ain't nothing prosperous in that road. Okay, so we're gonna leave that road alone. We're gonna stay on this good old passionate road here. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you, Markia, for chiming in. I gotta get with my B.O.W.S squad. I know y'all got my my invite, so I'm gonna hit you guys up later. I don't have any announcements besides enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you again for tuning in. And listen, we'll be here again on next Wednesday, 7 o'clock, talking and chatting with me, Lady B. So thank you again for tuning in. And I'll make sure I have that job listing for you guys. And if you are hiring, please let me know. I keep telling people, let me know if you're hiring, because I know people who are looking for jobs. And whatever it may be, just let me know. Okay? Other than that, I think we're good. So thank you again for listening in. And let me just pray real quick before we go out. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for getting us through another successful day, whether it been exhausting, trying, hard, difficult, easy, whatever it may have been, Lord. I'm praying that you would just continue to give us the strength and the encouragement to go through the next day with more umph, more desire, more strength, more passion to seize the day now, Father. I thank you for my brothers and sisters who may be watching. Bless their homes, bless their families, bless their jobs, whatever they may be. Even those who may be on the roads, God, give them traveling mercies now in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much for life, health, and strength, God. We ask you that you would be our guide and that you would show us the way, the truth, and the light, and forgive us for anything that we have said or done that wasn't pleasing in your sight right now in Jesus' mighty name. God, I'm praying for my sisters right now, God, who may be trying to figure out what their passion is, or if they are in their passion and they can't really deal with the suffering of it all. God, give them strength, Lord. Wrap your arms around them. Show them your love, your kisses, your whatever it is that they may need right now to get them going and to keep them going now. I pray that you do it right now in the name of Jesus. Thank you so much, for you are a faithful Father and a friend, and we give you all glory, honor, and praise right now in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen, y'all. Girl, my lashes almost up to my eyes, girl. It's time to go to bed. All right. Love you guys, and I mean it. I'm Lady B. Thank you guys for listening. Listen, I want you to like and share this, okay? And thank you so much for all those who catch the recap. You guys are awesome. I get good feedback off of this, and I thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you again. Have a good night, and y'all take care. All right. Good night.